Arab Emirates, Latvia and Kyrgyzstan. Your referee in charge of the action is from Egypt, Moshin Ali. Round one.
So into the first round, Vero of Argentina in the blue, Kachari of India in the red. The Indian fighter, southpaw, Vero, an orthodox fighter, very correct kind of looking fighter, stands tall, carrying those gloves quite low at the moment, and then just walks straight onto a left hand there from Kachari. That was interesting. He lets that left hand go, and there's some heat on it when he does. That much we do know already, 45 seconds in. A right hand gets through there as well. He just dips at the waist, gets low, and just flings those gloves. And as I say, he's a very correct looking fighter, Vero. You're looking him side on there. If you were teaching a fighter how to just settle in their stance, how to hold their gloves, the hand position, all that kind of thing, this is what you would be looking to show them. But he's up against somebody who's a little bit unorthodox here, Vero, and I think this is going to be interesting. Kachari, again, he's got that kind of nice loose look to him. Boxing at heavyweight, he doesn't look like the biggest heavyweight. You wonder if he could maybe do cruiserweight if he took a little bit more care with his diet. I don't want to be too mean, but it certainly looks like it's a possibility. But he's nice and fluid, the way that he moves. And again, just catches Vero with that left hand. He needs to use that jab more, the Argentinian. He's got that in the locker, but it's not a punch that he's really thrown in any real anger in this fight so far. That's more like it from Vero, just really reaching with it. And then as he comes in, Kachari caught him with a nice little 1-2. That's much more like it from the fighter in blue. And Kachari has just got to keep trying to move that head. There's that jab again, and this is better from Vero. This is much, much better. If he fights like this, then he can make this a lot easier for himself than he has done so far in this first round. Good body attack there from Vero. And there's that left hand, that's the danger punch from Kachari, no question. He slips and slides, he looks to get low, and then he'll just throw that one over the top. It travels further than you think. It's one of those kinds of punches. But towards the end of the round there, Vero started doing what I've been talking about, which is basically just to use the jab more, try and make that reach, that height advantage count. And when he started to do that, then he started to control the fight and dictate terms a little bit more.
Round two.
And 10-9 across the board for him from the judges. And he would have taken that away from Kachari in the final minute of the round, really. And that's what he needs to keep doing, and that's the way to start. Just keep using that lead hand. And that's good, just adjusting his feet too, because in the first half of the round, he wasn't really doing that. He wasn't really taking those feet out, but now he is, and he's catching Kachari as he comes forward. And that's what it's all about, particularly at this level. He's making those adjustments. He's up against somebody he won't have seen before here because, as I said, Kachari is boxed domestically up until this stage, so it will be an unfamiliar opponent. And it may be relatively unfamiliar style, although fighters, when they get to this level, have seen most things. But Veron himself isn't all that experienced. He's trying to keep that head on the move, Kachari, but he's just a little bit hesitant about committing now in a way that he wasn't in the first 90 seconds of the fight. That was good again from Veron. Neat use of the feet just to keep himself out of danger. Left hand landed that time, but there wasn't much on it from Kachari, and that was slightly laboured as well as he came in. He had a bright start, but I think the wind is disappearing out of his sails a bit here. And Veron should try and turn the heat up now. Just keep pumping that jab. Final 30 seconds of round two, and it's a round that Veron has dominated, and he's done it in a good, calm, calculated way. Hasn't expended bundles and bundles of effort, but he's been the one in control. And he settled into the fight well, as I said, the first minute or so. The first half of the first round, really. He was coming to terms with the style of Kachari, which was to dip low, hurl that left hand over the top, and keep that upper body on the move, keep that head on the move. And as the fight's gone on, he slowed down a bit. Veron has figured things out. And he did enough to win that opening round. And he's certainly done enough to win that second round. And I think he's one to watch, actually, in this heavyweight division. I've not seen him before. That's a good thing about a new cycle. You see fighters you haven't seen before. And some 10-8s in that second round there for Veron. It was a pretty clear round win, so I'm not going to argue with that too much. As I said earlier on, 10-9 for a close round win. 10-8 for a clear round win. 10-7 for a very, very clear round win. They did used to be a 10-6 up until a few years ago, but a 10-6 was pretty redundant, because if you were winning 10-6, then the referee really would have stopped the fight. He's got good balance, Veron. I haven't really seen him at any point come over the top of that front foot. Quite a wide stance, just tilting into that jab at times. But a little step off to the left there as Kachari comes barreling forward. Good jab again, up from the waist. Up into the eye line of your opponent, makes it difficult to pick it up. and then just takes his feet out and lands that left hand as Kachari comes forward. He's still trying here, very much so, the Indian. But I think a bit of the belief has ebbed away. And again, just lands the punch, steps off. Just using that lead hand and then a short right hand straight down the middle into the final minute, well into the final minute. And this has been a good performance from the Argentinian fighter. Kachari's not got anything to really reproach himself for here. He started well, he started positively, he knows what his strengths are, he knows what he's good at. He's just been up against somebody here who was able to figure that out quickly and provide an answer. Closing seconds of this fight at heavyweight, the 92 kilo division. And there goes the bell, and that's a good win from Vero.
Vamos, muchachos. Vamos, hermano. Vamos, hermano. Mañana ustedes. Mañana ustedes.
And just waiting for the score sheet. I think this has been a straightforward 1-2 score for the judges. Some 10-8s in those scores in round 2. We'll see if that's replicated in round 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecards where we have a unanimous decision in favor of your winner. In the blue corner, representing Argentina, Agustin Matías Vero.
So Vero goes through, looking at those cards. There were a couple of 10-8s in that final round, so clear margin of victories. Won every round with all of the judges, and with plenty to spare. So very good performance from him. Quick start from Akash Kachari. Things look possible at that point. It's not an easy style to cope with, but Vero showed that he was up to the job, and the 22-year-old from Buenos Aires, I think, is one to look out for here. I've not seen him before, but there's some good natural tools there. There's some good composure, there's some decent boxing IQ.